Cale, a crazy end to your collegiate career and the start to your NHL career. Have you had a chance to reflect on what happened last year with you professionally?
To be honest, no. I mean, I haven't really looked back on it too much. I looked at a few highlights and stuff, but other than that, just kind of kept going with the flow and trying to get away from things for a little bit in the summer with it and get right back to it.
Well, last season, take me through what happened from the end of winning the Hobey Baker and being at UMass, and then getting the call to go to Colorado and immediately getting inserted into an NHL lineup. What was that whole experience like for you?
It was a fast process. Everything kind of just happened very quick, and like I just said, I was trying to just go with the flow and kind of stay in the moment, and honestly just blacked out through the whole thing. Don't remember much, but no, it was an awesome experience, and it made it very easy when I stepped in with the Avs. That all the guys were very accepting in the room, and it was a great group of guys, so I appreciate them.
Was it a bit eye-opening for you? I mean, seeing these superstars in an NHL locker room and knowing that they're looking at you to come in and make an impact?
Yeah, I mean, the first time I shake any of the guys' hands on the team, it's a pretty special moment, and knowing you're there and you have the opportunity to basically fulfill part of a childhood dream. Mm-hmm. So definitely eye-opening, but not to the point where you're going crazy or anything.
We watch you and we know what makes you special and we know what makes you great, but tell us what it is about you that makes you a unique and dynamic player out there on the ice and able to make that transition from college to the NHL so seamless.
That's a good question. I mean, the game now has shifted to so much of skating and hockey sense that I feel that those are two of my main attributes, and I think with the way the NHL plays right now, I think that's just how I was able to fit in. And again, I give so much credit to the teammates in the playoffs there that they just made me feel like I was part of them right away, and it made me kind of play my game.
Were there certain things that you noticed when you were playing in the playoffs and playing at that level that you wanted to work on in the off-season to make you better?
I mean, yeah, it's obviously everybody's older, everybody's stronger, and you're playing against men in college, but these are actual men in the NHL, and so just kind of getting, I mean, maybe filling out a little bit and understanding how to work with bigger guys in front of the net, but other than that, nothing too much.
Who had the biggest impact on you in Colorado?
Oh, that's a good question. Man, there was a lot of guys. You could start with Landeskog, McKinnon, Barry. I know everybody on the entire team kind of came up to me within the first 5 minutes I was in the room and introduced themselves. And Barry kind of came up and was like, put me at ease a little bit and was like, basically, hey kid, easy league, so don't worry about it. So no, that was one thing that'll stay with me forever.
So you win the Hobey Baker, you play in the NCAA title game, you get thrust into an NHL playoff game, and on your first shot, you score an NHL goal. Take me through that goal, what you saw in the play, and how you felt afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, it was lucky. We got a good breakout from the zone, and anytime Nate has a puck, just give it back to him. But no, he dropped it, and I was fortunate enough to kind of get inside position on the defender, and I was in a kind of bad spot, and so I just threw it on net, and luckily it went in. But no, it was a cool moment, and definitely nice to get it out of the way right away.
Who went in there and got the puck for you?
I have no idea.
But you got it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Take me through this team, this Colorado Avalanche team. It's fun. It's a fun team to watch, but it's also stems from that top line that is so dynamic. And when you watch Landeskog, McKinnon, Rantanen play, you have an opportunity to play with them on the ice. What impresses you the most?
They're so fast. They play the game very smart, and you look at a guy like McKinnon whose transition is just lightning quick, and you love playing with guys like that. It ups the tempo of the game, and it makes it more fun for you. So, no, I'm excited to see how everybody can mesh together this year.
How surprised were you with the difference of the speed of the game at the NHL level compared to what you had been playing at college?
I was a little surprised. It's playoffs, and I've been playing playoff hockey for a month and a half already in college, and by the time you get to the championship game, everybody's going full out, and if you're not going full out already, but so it was nothing super new, but definitely it's an amp pace for sure, and you're playing against bigger guys.
There was so much attention around you when you came to this team, and a lot of hype, and deservedly so, but do you feel any of the pressure that comes with that?
Not really. I mean, at the end of the day, pressure's kind of just made up, and if you choose to accept it, then you're just going to kind of crumble under it. So I just try to avoid anybody, all the outside factors like that, and just kind of play my game.
you guys have an opportunity to play outdoors this year at the Air Force Academy, Colorado and LA in the Stadium Series game. What are your thoughts on the opportunity to play outside and to play in such a big event like that?
Yeah, it's going to be special. I've only played an outdoor game once, and that was at World Juniors, and that was pretty crazy in Buffalo there. It got pretty cold, but no, I was fortunate enough to go down to Air Force with Tyson Jost in the summer and kind of get a little tour of their facilities. So it's going to be an awesome one, and I'm excited to hopefully be there.
Have you watched many of the outdoor games in the past?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They're definitely instant classics.
Yeah, kind of cold, right? You have to adjust your gear a little bit.
For sure.
What was your biggest eye-opening experience last year in the playoffs, as far as being in the NHL and seeing what the competition is like?
Oh, that's a good question. I got to think about that one. I don't know.
Maybe it was the meals on the road.
Yeah, honestly, just being around the guys, just seeing how they live and the routine that they follow every day. Just very eye-opening. I guess how specific everything is.
Mm-hmm. And no school studies to balance in addition to the games, right?
This year, yeah.
Minor detail. Other than you're on your own team with Colorado, who is a player in the NHL that deserves a lot more love, and why?
Man. My answer to this is usually Mark Giordano, because I say he's most underrated player, but now he's won the Norris, so he's not underrated anymore. But that's a good question. I'd have to think about that, so yeah, I don't know.
Who was your defensive icon, your defensive idol growing up?
Growing up, I watched a lot of Nicholas Lidstrom, and then a little bit later on Drew Doughty, Duncan Keith, and then more recently Erik Karlsson type of player.
So who would you say you're most like, if you could describe your game compared to another NHLer?
I think I'd compare my game to an Erik Karlsson. He's super good in the offensive zone and knows when to read defensive situations as well. So definitely